it. I found it. I figured it out. I can't believe I figured it out. Hi, Sadhna, everybody. I wonder if the world knows I figured it out. Hello. Hi, Yuli. Let me know if you're in here, when you're in here. Hi, Valentina. Can you guys, Yuli said you prayed. I was praying too. Because it felt really like this isn't gonna happen. I'm not gonna figure it out. And then I asked Saraswati, I was like, Saraswati, please. I am at your mercy. Please show me how to start this live. And it worked. Hi, everybody. Hi, Steffi. Satnam, sister. Oh man, this is cool. I was like, prepared to talk to myself. And then everybody would just watch the recording. Hi, Shy. Oh, it's so cool. Like I was sending so much energy to this point in time, like hours ago, sending and projecting my here. So it'd be just like chill, hi Yaka, and like family and friends. And like, I think it's working. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this is. This is all Yuli's idea. I'm at her mercy. Hi, Dina. We are here in nerdy mode. Yes. Are you ready to nerd? How hard can we nerd? Does anybody have well, first off, okay. So the thing that I was announcing, the really exciting thing is the intuitive psychic development classes. Oh, forewarning, Mr. Charlie Brown is like at 200 right now. I gave him a popsicle and a prayer. So that's what we're working with. And I'm sure he'll be in here at some point. Right, so the intuitive development classes are happening, I believe January 30th was the day we picked. Every Monday at 5:30 p.m. EST. I know we are a global family, so that's going to be funny timing for everybody. And if you purchase the class and you can't attend the class, you will get the recording of the class. And I will set up containers, protected spaces for every class that if any energy is sent or projected or worked with and stuff like that, or like a code or an activation comes through, those things will hold in the container, which are, not subject to space-time continuum. So they will be completely available to you if you miss your class. So this has been coming through hard as from the P's, from all of the guys actually, about intuitive capacity, how everybody's capacity is growing in the ascension, and there's no handle of it. There's no management and development and cultivation of it. Just the same way we go to the gym and take showers, we should be working with our intuitive etheric capacities. And there's just not a lot of truth out there. I've been looking at all of the psychic development courses that are available, and the only one that I saw that gave me the resonance of oh, she's teaching truth, she's giving away some magic, was $5,000. and I was like, okay, I think this, where we're coming into in this timeline, the world's about to turn on its head and go crazy, and having an intuition is not going to become a luxury anymore. It's going to become a survival thing. You have to be intuitive to survive in what this world is becoming. You can't be guessing. You can't be consulting every psychic and the hi Satnam and every medium and every pendulum and every tarot reading after tarot reading, and you have to be in this capacity of, hi Desiree, I have 9 seconds to figure out who you are, what you're up to, where I need to be. And really 1 second. Honestly, when you're working with intuition, it's less, it's not even time. It's like I already knew what you were approaching me with, and I'm prepared for it. Hey Joyce Hartman. I'm just excited to make these classes as accessible and as affordable as possible. So they will be about a 2-hour class every Monday for $11. Um, and it's not like buy bundles and buy as many as you can, because our lives are so crazy. I think we want to make it, you just buy it as you come. So if you are committed to showing up every week, then every Monday you're purchasing the $11 class and then you get the Zoom link. And if you are kind of like, dipping your toe in once in a while when you remember, or your guides messages get through and you show up, that's when you show up, right? Or like how it works with your schedule is really how we mold it to fit you. And with these things, you're always going to show up when you're supposed to be. Like there's always going to be like the class, what we're doing today is exactly what is going on in your life, or what you need to develop, all the practices you can take with you and do your own thing, and stuff like that. So I hope everybody comes, and I hope that you just experience the way that the leaps that you can make when you work in a group aura, when you work in the auric field of an entire group. And I know people are like, I don't really want people up in my business, but we will be in a sacred, contained space. So connecting, my guides have always said they want to get us to this point where we are self-governed, where everybody is like a grape on a vine, and they are just maintaining the hygiene and the governance of their own aura, and watch how that blossoms. And yeah, we are individuals, but we are also the same thing energetically. It's all the same soup that we're working with. So don't be too worried about I might catch something working in a group of people. I know there's like so much fear out there about that. It's all of the protections will be up, all of the dragons will be present, all of the guides are already taking care of it. There's like just so much. Hi Gloria. So much going on. Okay. So that, I think I explained that. And I guess if you guys have any questions about that, you can ask me questions about that. Or if you have questions about literally anything, you can ask me questions about anything. If you want to talk about aliens or clones or Biden or Guru Nanak or anything. Of course, I have a meditation that I want us to all do together when we have a chance, whenever the time is right for that. But yeah. Does anybody want to ask me something? My goodness. What are you my goodnessing? You want to talk about the zombies? Oh, so that's what I was wondering. Gloria said I bought 3 classes. I was wondering if that's okay. Yuli, you have to tell me how you feel about this, because you're going to be holding it down for that. Like if somebody's buying future classes, we have to like keep record of that, and like when they want to use that, or if it will be consecutive or something like that. Oh, see, we're working this out as we go, people. So we're just figuring it out. I'm going with the guidance. The guides are like, make really cheap, really accessible, intuitive development classes. We're going to be pushing through codes. They're going to make, sometimes it's going to be light language activations. Most of the time it's going to be meditation, Kriya. And then we're going to have group practice, which is so pivotal. Right. So, okay. Sorry. So when you are working in a group, when you're working by yourself, I'll put it this way. When you're working by yourself and you're intuitive and you're receiving all the stuff from individual and seeing forces, and you don't know if you're crazy and you're having the weekly existential crisis and stuff like this, it's really hard to trust your intuition. It's really hard to trust what you're receiving. But when you get the chance to practice with a group, of intuitives who are seeking to develop their capacity within their self, it's like the most invaluable thing, because that's when you get like that hands-on practical with somebody where you're like, say example, we're projecting, I'm an image in my hand. I'm holding a something in my hand. I'll hold like something in my hand, and my partner is trying to guess what that thing is in my hand, or intuit what that thing is in my hand, without without clues, not like charades, just like sending and receiving kind of telepathic messages. How often do you get a chance to do that? Because like these psychic gifts, these intuitive gifts are muscles. They're energetically muscles, just like your physical body needs to move to be in shape. You have to practice your intuition, and then like be wrong sometimes, right? And then start to feel what that feels like, and then be right sometimes and start to feel what that feels like, and feel it out and work and strengthen those muscles. And doing it in a group, in a safe space where everybody is kind of like just feeling it out, it's just, I don't know, I have no words. It's crucial. Will you start with teaching, clearing, protections? Yeah. Oh yeah. That would be a good place to start. That's why Vasquez is the commander. I should really go over everything with her. I don't know why I don't. Okay. So yeah, to start off with, learning how to protect yourself is definitely an intuitive capacity to know when you're around something that's trying to harm you, or maybe that's something that's just trying to communicate with you and the vibration is so different. Or if you are clairvoyant and you're seeing them and their physical appearance is so different, if you don't know what an Arcturian looks like, and you want to kind of have the discernment to develop like how to see with your heart, to see with your right here, instead of with the Maya lens, the two eyes of duality that we have. And that's one beautiful way that intuition can protect you. But we will go into like some, this is baseline intuitive development. We're not going to go into like the high magic. We're not going to go into like white tantra, white magic stuff. We can do that maybe that would come down the line. But like, yeah, basic shielding, basic protection, basic let me learn how to become my own radar. Who was telling me that they were feeling when? Oh, one of my students was telling me we've been working on developing her aura, and just blasting it out and making it as strong as possible. And she was like, I feel now when things are trying to enter my field and they don't make it. When they're like, it's like a bug zapper, like when something, because she's super, super oracle, and constantly getting psychic attacks just coming this way and that way. And now she feels them when they like hit her aura and drop off. And that's so amazing, because she was getting like tortured. Well, not like, well, some of us get tortured, but it's a hard life when you're constantly under the psychic oppression. Hi, Elisa Herrera's in the house. I was worried about you, woman, because you said you were like, I'm going to text you when I get back from the beach, and that was like weeks ago. I was like, she's still on the beach. Let's see. You need a bug zapping aura. Me too. I mean, and what's so cool is that energy returns back to them. So if something was like sending something kind of nasty, kind of quantum your way, and it hits that super dense, thick, like muscle aura, it has to kind of return to sender. It doesn't just like drop to the ground. Let's see. What does everybody think? Yuli, will you be teaching Kundalini yoga for intuition? Duh. Of course I will be teaching. Of course I'll be teaching Kundalini yoga for intuition. So that's another good point. If you are terrified of creator, source, the word God, the word Waheguru, that if that stuff doesn't resonate with you, then my modalities probably won't resonate with you. Because we love God up in here. We do. And that's like, that's what your intuition is. Your creator is speaking to you. Source is speaking to you. and you can hear it. And your gland, your pituitary gland, all your glandular system is secreting at the right volume that allows you to hear the voice of your creator. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing a lot of Kundalini yoga. Let's see. How will working with a partner work when watching a recording? Oh, you have to get really quantum for that, Yaka. I was thinking about that. When everybody like breaks off into rooms, Yuli, and maybe you can help me think of this. When everybody, like, if we pair people off to break into the individual rooms, am I just by myself? Because if that, if everybody's in group practice and it's just me, like, I would totally be the placeholder for the people who can't show up, and they can just do the practice quantumly with me. If that works, I think that might be an option. Yaka. Let's see. Okay, I think that's all the questions. What else was I going to say? If that doesn't work, I don't know. If that's not possible, we'll figure something out. If it's not possible for like, you know what I'm seeing now? I feel like maybe we should make a separate WhatsApp thread for everybody who's in class, and then we can do some practicals on our own too, like just whenever you want. It doesn't have to be every Monday. Having how also will there be recommendation? Yes. Yeah, there will be homework. Oh my God, the broken Gemini. there will be homework. You will develop your own practice by all of the practices that we do together. You can start taking what you like and dropping what you don't like. I hope you take all of it. I hope you just do everything and have like a 3-hour sadhana like I do, because it's ridiculous. Yeah, so developing a daily sadhana, which is just a daily practice, is kind of pivotal for high vibrational beings, for sensitive beings, for intuition. Like I said, with the workout, with the muscles, you got to do something every day. And when I just started playing with Kundalini yoga, I didn't wake up at 3 a.m. and take a cold shower and do hours of yoga and chanting. I did one meditation, like whenever I had time, and things started shifting and changing with my gifts. Things started shifting and changing with my world. I wasn't a slave to my gift anymore, where I was just like really uncomfortable in social scenes where I was just like medicating my way through that throughout life. And when I started working with mantra and meditation and Kriya, that's when was able to turn it on and off when I wanted to. When I was able to still hold a conversation with somebody and not be so like into what's happening all around them, behind them, and in their past lives and in their future lives and everything. That's when I started noticing I was developing the tenacity, the grit that comes when you work your psychic muscles, where I was like, oh, no, I don't want to do this now. I want to have a conversation with this person without looking crazy, So yeah, the Valentina, the shaman. Hello. I wanted to ask about mantras. Do you breathe through your mouth or nose when you sing? Belly breath is always the best breath when you're speaking yoga. Breathing in and out through your navel. I don't. Uh-oh. It says that my connection is unstable. That's currently me right now. I look so crazy. Oh my God. So Juliana is amazing. We all know this. Everybody knows this about her. But she's been given a really high practice, which is the internal mantra. And the internal mantra is the reason why gurus and wizards and all of these high holy men and people talk like this. They talk really slow. They pick their words very selectively because they're all running an internal mantra going on all the time. Sometimes it's a really long, complicated shabad. Sometimes it's just Satnam. And Yuli is starting her Satnam. And that's something that you guys are welcome to practice on your own. If you start inhaling and vibrating mentally the word Sat and exhaling and vibrating the word Nam, because that changes your mental projection. You can't think anymore when you're doing that. If you're breathing and Yuli's going crazy because the recalibration is starting to happen in her neurons where she's like, do I breathe and say it, or do I say it and breathe, or do I do it at the same time, or do I do it before the breath and boom, and like she's like, it's funny, it's not funny, but it's really funny because her poor mind, we're so run by this computer in our head. Her poor mind is like fighting for its place. Like, I used to just run you with my thoughts and the things that I wanted you to chase, like throw the stick and the dog chases it. The mind throws the thought and you go chase that one and this one, that one, then you end up doing nothing. Now she just has Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam going. The mantra starts leading her. The vibration of the mantra, the mental projection becomes what starts to lead you. But in the beginning of working that out, it is a bit of a struggle. She says, sometimes I forget to breathe and I choke. I think I died yesterday when you said that. I think I can see it because I can see the Virgo just figuring out like the perfect way to do it. Like, who's like this complicated, thinking about when you should say it before, after, or during the breath. Oh, did I cut off for a while? I'm back. I'm glad I'm back. The meditations you post on YouTube have helped me tremendously. Great. And you're starting your attunements. We have so many healers, amazing healers coming online. I feel like the heavy hitters are coming online first, which means that we're in trouble. if they're bringing on all of the superheroes first, that means that you're necessary, which is like, it's okay though. I think constant reminder that this is all just holographic shenanigans will keep us grounded, Don't worry too much. Inhale, Sat, exhale, Nam. Yuli's dying. Poor babes. Right, so yes, what's his name? I know he might not be very popular with everybody, but Gandhi's inner mantra was Ram. And some people believe that Ram is the name of God. I forget which. There's a chakra that has that name. I don't know which one. But so Ram was his internal mantra all the time, just constant Ram. And just like that was it. That was the vibration that he based his incarnation on. Right? And you see the moves that happen. Everybody knows Gandhi's name. Everybody knows who Gandhi is, right? And that's because he based his life on an internal vibration. You don't have to get too much into the thought of like, what am I doing? Should I do this? Should I do that? You're just led by a vibration, by a frequency. And they said even when he got shot, when the bullet was going inside of his body, he was saying Ram. Like as he was dying, it's just like it becomes part of you. And that's also what I was telling Yuli, that it becomes kind of in the background after a while. It's really complicated when you are talking to somebody and you're still thinking about your breath and you're still thinking about the Sat and the Nam and then trying to listen to what that person is saying. Solar plexus is Ram. Yeah. Okay. So Gandhi was working with some power there, obviously. Liz, did you know that just off the dome? Or did you Google that? Because that's impressive. That's very impressive. I don't know how I feel about the solar plexus. Sometimes I still think that that's a lie. I feel it. Like, so when I'm working, so in the yogic science, they believe that it is root, sacral, what we would call root, sacral, solar plexus is rectum, sex organs, navel. Okay. Yeah, Lam, Vam, Ram. I think there's Ham, Om, and there's some, tiny nuances between Om and Aum. Oh, that's so good. Right. Oh, I'm going to finish what I was saying. The the root chakra in the yogic science is floating right above your rectum. Like if you were looking inside of your body, where your butthole is, right above that, that's a little tiny fire, where your Kundalini energy is lying all coiled up. Um, and then in your sex organs, behind your organs, that's where your sacral chakra is. And then the navel would be the third chakra, the belly button. And in Western traditions, New Agey traditions, it's different. It's like, I guess they would imagine the root chakra kind of being in the sex organs, the sacral chakra being in the lower belly, and the solar plexus being above the belly button. And there's energy centers all over the body. So when I'm feeling them, I feel something there, but there's definitely a powerhouse of energy behind the navel. So if anything is the plexus of the sun, I would say it would be the belly button. So I always try to work with the navel chakra just because I think not many people get an opportunity to, not people even many people know that that's a psychic center, that you can project through it, that you should be breathing through it, that you should be talking to through it. You should be, if you, that's one thing that we can do in class too, that we'll learn how to do, is what the chakras are really for. Balancing them is great, but you do balance your chakras, right? And then you go get cut off on the freeway and they're out of whack again. It's just, anything can knock a chakra out of balance. You have to be able to bring them back into alignment with the breath, with the mantra, with yourself. And you have to be able to project through them. That's what they are. They're for you to push certain kind of, and this is also some high magic stuff too. This is very white tantra stuff, where if I'm talking to somebody and I need a certain reaction from them, then I'm going to pick what chakra I'm going to send my message through. And learning how to speak through a chakra, learning how to sing through a chakra, learning how to just not even say anything, just project a feeling through a different energy field makes a completely different connection. If you speak through your throat, which most people do when they're talking, most people are talking through their throat. It's very light, it's very airy, it's very seductive, but it doesn't hold anything. It will go into their aura and then just kind of fizzle away. If the information resonates, then maybe it will stay. But if somebody is speaking to you and they're projecting through their navel chakra, which I just switched to, everything they say, everything that I say, that as I'm talking through this chakra, is going to stick in your aura. It's going to stick in your subconscious and you won't be able to forget it, even if you try. And that's how you should speak when you want your children's attention, when you want your husband's attention, when you want your animal's attention. I think the first time I taught that to somebody, Amanda spoke to her dog that way, and like her dog ran away from her all day. She was like, I tried to speak to my dog through my navel and it ran, because it's power. It's a powerhouse to speak through that way. And or some people speak through the aura. Speaking aura to aura is a very nice way to communicate with somebody. If you just like a dome, like a gong, resonate the information, and then that's when you can start getting into telepathy. And you don't need to use words when you're speaking aurically. You'll notice a lot of Rinpoches and the Tibetan Buddhist tradition will give a transmission, right? Where they're like talking about Oreo cookies, but they're giving you an entire like wisdom teaching through your aura, and you'll leave just with the information in your aura, and it'll come through whenever you need it. Yeah, so that's some of the fun stuff that we can learn to do. You can do throat chakra, navel aura, or you can do navel aura, or you can do third eye. You can speak to somebody through your third eye and the aura, or just the aura. It's a lot of combinations, and you can start to get through like sequencing of combinations. There's like Yogi Bhajan used to say, he would, like, when he was a young man, him and his yogi fellow students would take bets with people about like how quickly they could seduce somebody, and they would like go up and talk about train tickets or something, nothing, but they just be talking, completely projecting through their throat chakra, and then they like get the digits, they leave with the numbers and stuff like that, because there's a lot of uses for the chakras besides just keeping them in harmony. Yeah, that feels nice. It feels really nice for a while, but there's much deeper things that you can do with them. And then when we can start playing with the interpersonal chakras, but that will be way, way farther down the line. Okay, that is wonderful and powerful knowledge. Yes, it is. I'm going to talk to potato. Potato's like, listen, I know that trick. I talk to you through my belly button, okay? Okay, ma'am. Once a lady was road raging at me. I spoke to my heart. Speaking through the heart is lovely. When you talk to someone, you project your sound through your heart chakra. It like, I love you. I don't care what we're talking about. It doesn't even matter. What were we talking about? I don't care. It's just like it brings you back to your truth. This is my favorite chakra to work with. But it is very vulnerable. It feels wide open. And not everybody is on the same level as you, and sometimes they're sending some stuff back that's not from that chakra. We were working with a band, a very famous band, and mm, the we were talking about this singing through the different chakras and the sound that can come when you sing. When you're in the recording studio and you want to project through your crown and your heart and your belly button at the same time, we're getting into very complicated things. And I think that the singer of the band said, like, I don't think we're a higher chakra band. I think we're a low chakra band, and that's cool. It's really cool to just like know that about you and your sound. And then you so with the intuition, all this stuff about Hollywood is coming up. And I don't know if you guys are into that. I don't really follow it, but I always I get the people sending me about Kanye and this and that and whatever and what's going on. And Hollywood keeps showing up. It just so there's something happening there. I should connect and just see what it is, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I care about this fun stuff. I love practicing alchemy and magic and energetic power with my family, with my star family, but talking about this stupid stuff on earth, it can be draining. But yeah, so there's all of the black magic that this world has been based on is coming to the surface. We're in the Aquarian age now. We're not in the age of hoarding and gathering information and learning. We're in the age of being and doing and knowing. Like now in the Piscean age, I learned and now I know. And now I have to have the experience of it. So it's all going to be out there. It's all going to be very obvious. And it's just, and it's going to get bigger, bigger, bigger. It's not just Hollywood. It's the politicians. It's not just politicians. It's the freaking grocery store. It's not just, there's clones everywhere. Is that terrifying? It might be. There are clones literally everywhere. What do they call it? They have souls. They have souls. They have an aura. But they're puppets. They are total Agent Smiths. And wouldn't it be nice to know when you're talking to that thing, when that thing is talking to you? Wouldn't it be nice to know if somebody was projecting a sound at you through a certain energy field so you can match them, right? So it's not just you getting influenced. And that's what it is. The wool just keeps getting pulled over our eyes about every fucking thing. If we become this self-governing aura, like I manage my aura. Nothing comes in without my permission except for God, Goddess, Source, Waheguru, Creator. And I can protect it, I can cleanse it, I can balance it, I can amplify it, I can send it wherever it wants to go, but I'm not going to be influenced by some hidden frequency in trap music. Who sent me that? Who are we watching? Was that you, Liz? I think that was Vasquez who sent me the thing with the French kid who was watching music and then his house went crazy. Watching music. He was listening to rap music. I love, it's always the evil rap music. But he was listening to a certain type of rap music. I mean, it even says it in the name. It says trap music. Just like Target is named Target. It's so obvious. It's stupid. But he's listening to some satanic frequencies and everybody in his house started fighting. And everybody, everything started falling apart. So having an intuitive capacity, you would turn a sound like that on and you're automatically going to go, no, No, turn it off. You're not even going to like it. It's not even going to be like, man, I really wanted to listen to that trap music. Too bad it had Satan in it. But right? But it's like, it's just gonna be like, nah, that vibration is so heavy and low and pulling. I don't even care for it. That's the difference between the gut feelings and the intuition, and the psychic and the intuition. It's very just like instant knowing. Low frequency energy things. Yeah. The Travis Scott situation was, yeah. And so those are the things that we're always like, could it be a sacrifice or was it just a coincidence? I don't know. What happened? Like, what's going on? And now you're like, no, I know that was totally a sacrifice. Why? Because God told me. And it's stupid. And I don't have to like buy that person's music anymore. I won't even send my children to those concerts. And I can teach my children what I'm learning. And a lot of if you have any children that, and I know all of us do, that are showing these capacities for psychic gifts. If you're a starseed, your kids are starseeds. That's just facts, and they should be coming to this class as well, because the kids really love it. The kids love this stuff, and they're so good at it, and it's so natural. It's not even a struggle. They don't have to go through all of the like. A lot of what we do in the beginning is clearing the subconscious patterns, clearing the subconscious mind, moving the thought forms and the conditioning, the programs out of your mind that make you feel like this is impossible. Or that start is this real? Am I really receiving something? Is this my imagination? Like all of that stuff is just, it's patterns that are in the subconscious mind. So we'll start with moving those out of the way, right? So you can just be in total flow state, become a clear channel to hear the vibration of the universal mind and what's happening all around you. And that's like, that's not fun. Clearing out the subconscious isn't fun, but it's like the benefits are impossibly rewarding. I think Yuli was also doing a subconscious clearing meditation that she hates. And I do the same meditation every morning. I've been doing it for like 2 years. And it's never easier. Every time I do it, it's like, oh God, when is this going to be over? And I don't want to do this. This is really still happening. Yeah, hard Monday. When you're like, you keep yawning, and sometimes I just like fall asleep in the middle of it, or just it's those thought forms. The thought forms in your subconscious, they link together, and energetically speaking, like attracts like. So if there's like a negative Coca-Cola ad thought form of telling you that you need to drink Coca-Cola or something floating around your mind, and then there's a one about a KFC and Taco Bell and blah blah blah, and like all of this, I don't want to cook for myself. I just want to keep ordering food, keep ordering food, keep ordering food. I'll just keep drinking what they give me. I don't care how it makes me feel later. That becomes a roving monster of energy, of likeness that's moving through your subconscious landscape. And it just is running your crown chakra, and it's running you, right? So when you are starting to do the mantras and the kriyas that are getting it out of there, it has a firewall. It's trying to defend itself. It's going to fight for its right to live, because it's become its own entity. So it's like the yawning is releases. If you're yawning the whole time, you're just releasing. Resistance is coming from those beings in your subconscious mind that want to exist and live and continue to run and program you. And so, I mean, doing that as a group will be very powerful to do, because our subconsciousness are all linked. Every one of us has a subconscious field that is 8.4 million miles wide, and they're all together. So like that's how like psychic things happen. That's how the empathy happens. That's how I know how you're feeling. I know what you're going through. I can tap into you because our subconsciouses are linked. So many yawns. Yep. So many yawns. Hi, Sasha. What about sneezing? Oh yeah, sneezing is totally a release. This shirt? Oh, this shirt? It says, I don't know if you can see my shirt. It says, I'm tired of your shit, human. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but it's my favorite shirt. Yeah. If you're listening to the light language activations, it's a good shirt. Amanda and Jason gave me this shirt. If you are yawning, if you're sneezing, sometimes I start laughing like crazy. Do you guys ever laugh in the meditations? Do you ever like think of something really, really funny? Hair in mouth, hair in both eyes. So many symptoms. Right. Oh, are you talking about like the rubbing of the face? It feels like stuff is like crawling all over my face. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to stop doing this, but something's tickling my nose and I have to stop. Sometimes that's what that would be really interesting too. Because my guides have been saying to teach a face reading class so we can know when we're talking to reptilians and when we're talking to humans or shapeshifters or anything like that. Not even that deep. It doesn't even have to go that deep, but it can. But most of the intuitive face reading is learning about the quadrants of the face, what energy patterns hold in each quadrant of the face, what it means when you're talking to somebody, how to connect with one side of their face or the other, and just reading what that your energy is in your face. Everything that's happened to you in every lifetime shows up, and that's how you decide like what you look like. When you're working out your avatar with source, it's the genetics of your parents, which you picked, but it's also like you, kind of the imprint of you. And then as you go through this life shapes your face. Like my whole side of my face kind of leans to the left because I'm very in the left side of my body. The left side of your body is the feminine soul side, and I'm barely in the physical world, right? And I'm always in the land of spirit. So like my whole just kind of goes this way when I'm doing. We can do the face reading a little bit if you guys are interested in going into that, right? So the yes, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. I'm so excited for everybody to be together to do this together. That's like, I can't explain the group aura. Yuli, do you have an explanation for the group aura? My face is more down. Yeah, it's good. If your face is leaning to the left, that's a good sign. That's a good person. We can start looking at the government officials, the presidents. We can start looking at the celebrities and kind of tuning into what that being and that avatar is broadcasting to you, because it's a lot. It's a lot of information that's coming through some of these people. Can we call them people? Oh, Yuli, I was asking, when you're doing yoga and meditation in a big group, how different it is than when you're doing it by yourself. I just feel like you can make these quantum leaps of shifts in energy. And even like if you can't do some of the yoga positions, being in a yoga class, you get the benefits of the group aura. Like the other people who are doing it, it's transferring into your subconscious. So even if you're not doing it right, you're still receiving. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how it works. So it's really cool. There's a lot of these crazy, gifted, amazing beings that I work with individually. And that's really awesome. If there's anybody that's like thinking about working with me independently, try to make sure it's super resonant with you, something that you can dedicate yourself to, something that you're interested in, like, because it's more like a mentorship than anything. But you're it's something that I feel like it's very committed. So that's why this class is kind of more casual and easy and fun, and we can be all together working one-on-one with somebody. We can connect with their guides, we can connect with their energy, we can get really specific about their development, which is beautiful. But that's not for everybody right now, right? And there is this like nice blessing, I guess is the only word I can think of, that comes when you practice in a group, and it's called a sangit. And Eastern traditions, the Sangha, in Tibetan, the Sangit to the Sad Sangit, and with the Sikhs, when you're in that group of holy people, it's like, I don't know. It's just amazing. It's like God is very present there, and big weird things happen, and big weird things go home with you, and weird cool things start happening with you. So it's a group cheat aura. That's what it is. It's like, yeah, I can't get my foot over my head, but you guys can. So I'll just sit here and receive. Thank you. I see sometimes when I'm watching the Yogi Bhajan lectures, like sometimes he is railing on somebody, like he is just digging into somebody's shit, and it's really awkward. And it's like really like kind of like hard and intense to watch, but it's not even directed at that person. Like I'm watching him, he has no anger towards that person. It's all like a show, and it's for somebody else. He's like railing into this one person. He's really yelling at the person over there. The message is for the person over there, and that person has to watch what that other person is going through, right? And so to receive the message, because if Yogi Bhajan himself was yelling at that person, they wouldn't receive anything. They'd just be like, oh my God, like crippled by like, how how hurt that can feel, how hurtful that can feel. So receiving the message by watching a member of your sangha kind of getting railed at about you, and you might not know it's about you, but you received that lesson, that's like one of the cool things that kind of happens in the group presence. And I'm not saying like I just want to yell at people. I'm just saying that's one of the, you become this like unit of, yeah, I'll totally take this. I don't know what is happening. I didn't do anything. But I'll just sit here and listen because I know it's for somebody else. It's for somebody in my sangha. Yep. Oh, I squeal now too. I've lowered the octave to reach more. Oh, you mean like in the chakras? Is that what we're talking about, Sasha? I don't know. Sometimes I have to do the deep voice if that's what we're talking about. Oh, I wanted to talk about the sneezes. That's so interesting that you sneeze when do you sneeze, Steffi, when you're meditating? Is it like in the middle of a kriya, you're just like full on sneeze attack? Because that's a very powerful expression of a release. That's a very powerful manifestation of that. I think that's why people say God blessed you when you sneeze. Because you're like letting go. Oh, if you're meditating and you feel a lot of like these lip tremblings, like twitches in your lips, you're no, only the yawning. Oh, okay. I thought you said something about sneezing. Somebody said something about sneezing. But if you're meditating, if you're ever in a meditation, your lip starts like spasming. Think about it. Like my body is a metaphor for my energy. So something's happening in my energy that's causing my body to have this reaction. And the lips hold like, have you ever seen somebody who's always like this? And they get those like fine little lines around their mouth. That's pressure. So like they were in a pressurized environment, probably some kind of religious kind of thing, get married, go do this, go do that, whatever, go to school, and they were resisting it, and it becomes this. And the familial programs, and like I kind of smile to one side of my face, all of that stuff is held around here in the lower quadrants of the face. So if you're ever meditating and you feel like that's something you are undoing. Something is coming out of your energy. And you'll notice we do a lot of these practices where before I do the teach the Kriya, I'll tell people to take a picture of yourself. Take a selfie, then do the Kriya, and then take another one, because I guarantee you won't look the same. You will not, like, the wrinkles will leave the face, so the wrinkles will leave the gray matter of the brain. Yeah, Dina, what did you say? I sneeze. Okay, Dina's the sneezer. That's very powerful. That's a very powerful release. I wonder what meditation makes you sneeze. Yep. So yeah, if you guys are getting a lot of those lip trembles, then keep doing what you're doing, because you're literally erasing stuff out of like past life stuff and this life stuff, and these are the, like, it creates like this constellation that you broadcast yourself through, right? Like everybody that I am interacting with, I'm interacting with them through this lens of what my mom and my dad and my boyfriend did to me, and basing my opinions on them on like the relative perspective of what I've gone through, right? So when you're removing these things from the subconscious mind, then it just clears it, and then you can be completely neutral, and then you can start making, and you can go beyond neutral, you can become excellent, or you can start painting the picture how you want it to look. Just like I sent energy to this this YouTube live before it even happened, right? Like we can start projecting our aura out to future occurrences that might be making us nervous, and just change it so it's pleasant and not like something that we hate. The Kirtan Kriya meditation. It's so cute. That's amazing. So that's a lot of kind of stuff in the mind, seems like, leaving. Amazing. You know, everything is energy. The burps, the farts, the yawns, the in the middle of Juliana's Reiki attunement, Charlie came in and just farted and left. And then he just had to drop a blessing on her, and then he went back to sleep. He literally woke up out of his sleep to come downstairs and sit in the camera and fart, and then he went back to sleep. Yep. I asked him if he wanted to watch TV. He's like, no, go back to sleep. It's like, I did what I came for. I did what I had to do. It's all energy. It's all just energy. Oh goodness. Is it not similar to coughing? Yeah. Do you get the in the middle of a mantra? Sorry, Copper. I disturbed Copper. Have you ever gotten to like, you should pay attention if you're doing mantra recitations. I notice when I get to like the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th recitation, that's when I start getting like a little thing, or all the spit starts rushing in my mouth and I have to like keep swallowing it down. And then we can start paying attention to what that number means, and then what it's doing in your energy, and like getting really specific into like how many recitations you should be doing every day. Yes, and I keep watering you. Yeah. So that's something clearing out. And we have to clear our energy every day. I think we've been totally brain fucked by these people who say like you do something once and that's it. It's like no, every 24 hours you reset. Every sleep is a little death. That's just like you have to reset your intentions and calling your guides and asking for their assistance. Every 24 hours, the glandular system resets. Every 24 hours, the whole like cellular structure of your tongue resets. You have to do this. This is every day for the rest of your life. I think I was like 3 months into waking up at 3 a.m. when I was like, wait, is this going to be every day? I think I was in the cold shower like 3rd month, and I was like, it's never gonna end. Sometimes when you're doing these practices, and it becomes a lifestyle. It should become your lifestyle. The world is made of sound. The world is made of sound and energy, and we should be basing our actions off of sound and energy, right? And like doing something every day for the rest of your life seems crazy, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe not. There's no days off. Like there's no Saturdays where I don't have to wake up at 3 a.m. Oh man. I need to keep mindful if there's a pattern. Yeah, and you're working with a lot of the Hindu mantras too, I think. Are you still working with those? A lot of the Sanskrit, because you are an angelic, Sanskrit is the oldest language. Maybe Tamil. Tamil, I guess it's debatable. Tamil or Sanskrit is the oldest language on earth. And there's a lot of ties to that being a celestial language, just like Gurmukhi. Gurmukhi is a heavenly sound that Guru Angad literally snatched from the 2nd layer of blue ether. He stole it. He stole a heavenly language. He stole a heavenly script. And that's why when we look at the Gurmukhi and we chant the Gurmukhi, it can change our minds because it's from a different vibration. When you're working with the Sanskrit, coming from your celestial origins and speaking these celestial languages will have these profound effects on you and your system. So you're like majorly upgrading your throat chakra every time you're doing these chants because you're like speaking the language of your celestial home. Just learning. You know what? I just saw Amish, but you said AM-ish. I'm an insomniac for the majority of the time in my body. Yeah. Oh, so most high vibrational beings wake up around 3 a.m. Yaka, I know way too much about your bodily fluids. I don't need to know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So star seeds, light workers, high vibrational sensitive beings, they usually wake up at 3 a.m. The Catholic Church has lovingly named it the witching hour. But it is not. It's just very much not. The sun hits the earth at the angle of 60 degrees at that hour. The angles of the solar rays affect our subconscious mind, whether it's more open or whether it's more closed. And around between the hours of 3 and 7, I put it between 3 and 7 because in America they do that fuckery with the hour before, hour behind. They don't do that anywhere else. But between 3 and 7, yeah, it's 4 a.m. for you because we're all fucked up. The time isn't really. I wish we could get somebody to measure the sun. If we could just get like a scientist, if there's somebody out there that knows how to measure like the angle of sunlight and tell me exactly where Amrit Vela is in East Coast of America, I would love that. But we put it between 3 and 7 is Amrit Vela. It's the ambrosial hour. It's literally there's other planets that don't have an Amrit because they don't have the angles of the sun. They don't have the one sun like we do. So they don't have this time in the day where they can just have all of this photonic expansion. Their subconscious is wide open. They can just have direct communication with their creator. And that's why you wake up at 3 a.m., you take the cold shower, you start chanting the holy scriptures, you do the yoga, you do the meditation, because you will make 40 times more achievement, I guess would be the word, if you practice in that little pocket than if you do it the rest of the day. If you do a meditation any other time during the day, you will reap the rewards, but it's like, can I get to the same destination by falling out of the window, or can I get there by taking the elevator? I want to take the elevator. I don't want to fall out of the window. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do the stuff, the crazy stuff that now like I can't live without. Right. So if you're waking up at 3 a.m. naturally, that's because you are sensitive to feeling that shift. You are asleep and you feel that your subconscious kind of blowing wide open and it wakes you up. If you stay asleep during that time, your dreams become crazy because you're all wandering in the fourth crazy dimension with your crazy McDonald's people wandering around there and all the commercials that we watch all day and chasing people around houses. And that's when you have the dream and you're like, I was on a bus and the bus never ended and I saw all my ex-boyfriends and blah, 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 blah. That's like, you're just in your subconscious mind. Like, do you want to be there unconsciously and asleep, or do you want to be there intentionally doing meditation and working on clearing all that stuff out? That's also why we tell people to play the mantras in your sleep. Loop a mantra and play it while you sleep because it will control your subconscious mind, and then other little nasty negative things don't get a chance to. Okie dokie. Like Alaska. What are you talking about, Yuli? The night does feel very magical. It's very quiet. And it's the only time where I don't have to talk to children. And even still now they're starting to wake up earlier. And like 6 a.m., Charlie's like, Mom, are you praying? I'm like, go away, go back to sleep. All right. I had no idea that I should take a cold shower and meditate at this time. So interesting. Oh, I'm going to get you because we're starting your Reiki Master lessons, your practice. So we're going to get you all together. If the cold shower doesn't resonate, it doesn't have to. You don't have to be completely crazy. But you can. It's totally worth it. Just a 3-minute ice cold shower as soon as you wake up. It seems like torture. It seems while you're in there, you'll just be like, why am I doing this to myself? why do I keep doing this to myself? Like, when am I going to stop doing this? But you'll notice you develop it's for your parasympathetic nervous system. When you willingly put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, you get very strong nervous system, and it can handle the frequencies that are coming in with your upgrades, right? A lot of times these ascension symptoms that we feel is because very high powerful frequencies coming into your energy field, and you have an 1992 circuit system, and it can't handle it, and then you get the headaches, and I can't wake up, and I can't blah blah blah. Right? So when you start to take the cold showers, you are developing a grit in the nervous system that extends out into the parasympathetic nervous system. And then you get like, the spidey sense a little bit. It also clears out cold water is the only thing that can clear out your capillaries, those tiny little holes. So when you're doing the cold shower, I'm stepping on my feet. I'm putting a lot of pressure on my feet. I'm squeezing all of the toxins out. I also am dry brushing myself. I don't we can talk about the cold shower a little bit more actually. So when you're in the cold shower, it's very important not to get your reproductive organs cold. Keep your junk warm. And some people will wear shorts in the cold shower for that reason. That's why I see these people doing the ice bath dunking. I'm like, yeah, because it's like your genitals should not be sitting in ice for 20 minutes or whatever the thing that they do. When we do the cold shower, it's actually recommended to stick your butt out of the water. Try to avoid it getting on your reproductive organs and the front of your thighs, because there's a nerve that's attached to your immune system that runs down the femur that should not be frozen ever. So you are gonna, get the face, get the chakras, get the third eye, get the throat. You're like rubbing yourself. I always start with my hands and my arms, all the nerve endings in your hands, all the nerve endings in your feet, right? And then get the armpits, all of the nerve endings in your armpits. If you're a woman, get your breast, really rub, and like you're moving the toxins, you're moving the energy out of there. You don't really have a lot of time to complain about being cold, because you should be like moving and scrubbing and like moving all of the energy out. And then, so you do all the front, you do the face, you do that, blah, blah, blah. And then you turn around. This is the worst part. You turn around and you got to get it on the back of the neck, going down the spine. If you have one of those long brushes, you're like scrubbing back there too, because all of that stuff is you think about it, when you get into hot water, all the blood draws in, all the blood draws to the center of the body when you're in really warm water. And then when you're in really cold temperatures, all the blood, it flushes out because it's trying to keep the surface warm. That's why you get the pink cheeks in the cold. All the blood's rushing to the surface, and it's pulling all the toxins with it. So if you just got in a hot shower and you washed your whole body with soap, and then you switch the water to cold, all that blood, all the stuff that it was attached to will push out, and then you have to like scrub it off, right? And you have to work it out and like work it out of the armpits and rub yourself really hard. And then so I'm just like, nope. Yeah, some people are just like, nah, I'm not doing the cold shower. That's okay. They don't have to. Some people, that's the only thing they take. I give them mantra, meditation, yoga, all of that. They're like, no. But I'll do the 3-minute cold shower, and then they see nothing gets on their nerves for the rest of the day. Literally on your nerves. Nothing can bother me. Nothing can irritate me, because I have a grit in my nervous system where I become non-reactive, right? Like where I become like this force field where I willingly torture myself for 3 minutes every day. First thing in the morning, okay, you can't bother me. Nothing you can do can bother me. Right, so when you're getting it on the back, when you're getting it on your back, you should be stepping on your feet, putting one foot on the other foot and pressing really hard, because you guys have done the ionic foot bath. You see what comes out of your feet, and you just want to put a lot of pressure on that and let that go down the drain, and then you're done. Then you towel off, and then you go do some vigorous yoga for 3 hours if you want to, or you can go back to sleep. I wouldn't recommend it though. If you do find yourself up, take advantage. You can change your whole life. You can change your whole trajectory of your life by doing that first thing in the morning. What did I miss? Well, I was blabbing. I want to be totally crazy. I love you, Dina. Let's go. Let's go to Crazy Town. I have your real estate ready. I listened to Patanjali while you feel. Oh, that's powerful. So you're not a wuss. You're not a wuss if you don't want to take the cold shower. You don't have to. Yeah, get a dry brush. If you want to go even harder, get almond oil. Put almond oil all over your body before you get in, and then cold shower and dry brush. But that can be for special occasions. I do that. I think Numbers Queen is the only person that might do that every day. I think I do that on special occasions. Yes, so you can do what I do every morning is I take a hot shower with soap and like clean my whole body, and then I turn it cold for the last 3 minutes. And you can cuss and shiver. Yeah. And fuck, 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 fuck. I usually chant 3 recitations of Antanasifati because that's about a minute long, just so I can time myself. 30 seconds. Yeah, you can work your way up. And if you want to just start somewhere, you can start with just the feet and the hands. You can just do 3 minutes, just your feet and your hands, because it's like 27,000 nerve endings in your hands and your feet. So, everything's attached to these things. So you can just do that if you want to baby step your way in there. I think I started that way. I think I started with like 1 minute and then 2 and then 3. And then like you'll notice the difference of the water in the summertime and the wintertime because now it's freezing outside. So the water in the pipes is really cold. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of mental dexterity to like, all right, let's go. I always have to like pretend I'm in like House Targaryen or I'm like a dragon rider or something. And I'm like, this is the ritual of the dragon riders. Like I have to like amp myself up to do it, whatever gets you there. But afterwards, it's just, you notice it when you don't do it. Oh, also for all the ladies, first 3 days of your menstruation cycle, you should not take the cold shower and you should not do anything with breath of fire. No navel pumping on the first 3 days of your period and no cold shower. So that is like a nice little vacation. When you get your period, you're like, I can take a hot shower. I don't have to be in House Targaryen today. So that's cool. And these are some of the things that we can start to really work on together. And it's really cool, like just how we're in this group right now and we're all talking about this and like working it out together. We're bouncing it off of each other's subconscious fields. And I feel better about it now because I have a whole Sangit. I have a whole family of people who are doing this crazy shit with me. And we can all reap the benefits together. So that's one of the cool things about being in community. I just been blabbing. 6:39. Okay. I haven't seen a period in about 3 years before. Oh, the menopausal woman is my favorite aura to work with. It is just pure fucking magic in there. Perimenopause, premenopause, and menopausal women. The crone is, I don't know why women have been given all this bullshit about aging, because the energy field of a woman that is have gone, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's just like literal sorceress. Literal goddess. Do you guys want to oh yeah. Oh yeah, really. I'm dead ass serious. It's crazy power. It's crazy. And I think those hot flashes is just Kundalini sparks. It's just power, just like trying to activate. It's just trying to get there because that's what Kundalini feels like when it shoots up your spine. It feels like heat. Your whole body flushes heat. You don't get the flashes. Well, you start coming to class, you will get the flashes. Well, you know what that might be? You might already have you might already have activated Kundalini flow if you're not having the hot flashes. But I do think that that energy tries to activate on its own. If it's never been activated throughout your life, if you just never if you kept missing the bus and never got the opportunity to awaken that energy within you, it's gonna try to do it on its own. And that's when we get that, like the women that are just like, oh my God, my mom's always like turning the windows down in the winter. and freezing everybody in the car. So do you guys want to do a meditation? Yeah, Yuli, when her Kundalini goes, when she's doing anything magical, when her guides are talking to her, when she's doing an intense tarot reading, she's like, it's not nerves, it's energy. Energy reads as heat. Yes to meditation. Anybody want to do like quick 11-minute intuitive kind of really awesome meditation? Yes, let's do it. Oh God, here comes Charlie. I knew it. We made it an hour and 10 minutes without Mr. Brown. He always comes for the meditation. He's always like, oh, the energy. Here I am. Rock me like a hurricane. I had a mantra that I wanted to work. Oh, the 33rd Howdy, maybe? Okay. Hi, Charlie. What are you doing? Okay. He's just looking. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's tune in. Oh, he's going to come in. Oh my God, he's coming. Thank God he's dressed. Let's hope that he kept all his clothes on. Let's rub our hands together so they get really warm. And then take a deep inhale. Bring your thumb joints to your sternum. Hold the breath. Start pulling up the rectum, sex organs up into the navel. Roll the eyes up and in. Look at the brow point. And then exhale. And inhale again. Pull everything up with the breath. Tip of the tongue floats up to the roof of the mouth. Roll the eyes up and in. Look at the brow. Hold. Exhale. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Inhale deep. Press your palms together. Exhale and envision yourself in a white ball of light, like you're sitting inside a star. And then put all of us, even if you can't see us, put everybody in this YouTube live in the same healing white ball of light, high vibrational, angelic light, celestial light. And hold this image while we chant the protection mantra. Okay, inhale. Aningure name, Jugad gure name, Sat gure name, Sri Guru Deva Vehi name. Aningure name, Jugad gure name, Sat gure name, Sri Guru Deva Vehi name. Aningure name, Jugad gure name, Sat gure name, Sri Guru Deva Vehi name. Inhale. Pull everything up. Push the energy from the root to the crown out into the heavens. Hold the breath and squeeze the body. Good. Exhale and then relax. So we're gonna go pearl diving. Some of you guys have done this. This is a very powerful, intuitive practice, and you should do it as it resonates. I mean, with all the practices, you can start with for 40 days. But doing it together would be pretty cool. So it's called, we're looking for the blue pearl. We're going to go pearl diving. A lot of the practices that we do, we look at the tip of the nose. And I don't know if I've ever explained what that does. It's have you ever had acupuncture where they put the needle right there in the third eye? That's essentially what looking at the tip of the nose during a whole meditation does. It locks the optical nerve around the pituitary gland and it forces it to secrete. You're just squeezing it for 11 minutes. And that's the master gland. It controls all the other glands. So when that's over secreting, all the other ones are over secreting. And that's what kind of puts you into these different dimensional spaces. Allows you to feel different dimensional spaces. The pineal gland secreting at that level, is the third eye. So what we're going to do is sit with your spine straight, whether you're in easy pose or in a chair. Keep the spine straight. Do a slight neck lock, which is your chin kind of tucked in, which makes this whole spine very straight up and down. It's not it's all one line. It's important for that to be really straight. And balance yourself over your hips. Then you're going to use your thumb to lock down your Mercury finger. Yeah, in Exodus. Oh, did I explain the neck lock in Exodus? Okay. Lock down the Mercury finger, the pinky, and keep these three straight. Put that down on the knees with the palms up. All right. Now we're going to do the weird stuff. So you're going to curl your tongue back like that. You don't have to do it like that, but pull your tongue back in your mouth like you're about to swallow it, but don't swallow it. Just pull it back towards your throat as far as you can and pull it hard because you need tension under here too, that little connecting thing. Pull, so you're going to activate the central nerve of the tongue. And after lock your teeth down around that. So pull your tongue back hard in your mouth and then close your teeth around it. After a few minutes, this part of your head is going to start to feel really, really heavy. And look at the tip of your nose. And you're going to look for a blue pearl. If you don't see it, that's fine. It's known as the blue pearl. For some, it's very bright blue. For some, it's kind of opalescent. It can be kind of gray. Just look for where the tip of your nose ends, the beyond your nose. And you're going to hold the tongue lock. You're going to hold the finger lock. And you're going to hold this. I have your timer going already. So you should be starting already, even though I'm chit-chatting with you. All right. And we're going to listen to the 33rd Pauri of Japji. And we're going to be here for 11 minutes.
Jordan Surtiam Jordan Jute Sansa Jisat Jor Karnikisu Nanaka Chanako Akanachur Chupinachur Jordan Manganachur Jordan Jiva Naranachu Jordan Jordan Sutigyam Nisha Jordan Chukati Chute Sansa Jisate Chor Kabekiso Nanake Utana Chanako Akanacho Chupenacho Jorana Mangane Devenacho Jorana Jiva Maranacho Jorana Mahamansu Jorana Sotigyam Vicham Jorana Chukati Chute Sansa Jisate Chor Karvikiso Nanaka Utana Chanako Kamacho Chupenacho Jorana Mangana Devenacho Jorana Jiva Maranacho Jorana Mahamanso Jorana Surtiyam Vicham Jorana Chukati Chute Sansa Jisate Chor Karvikiso Nanaka Utama Chanako Akanacho Chupenacho Jorana Mangana Devenacho Jorana Jiva Maranacho Jorana Mahamansu Jorana Surtigyam Yisha Jorana Chukati Chute Sansa Jisata Chor Karvikiso Nanaka Utama Chanako Akanacho Chupenacho Jorana Mangana Devenacho Jorana Jiva Maranacho Jorana Mahamansu Jorana Surtigyam Visho Jorana Chukati Chute Sansa Jisate Chor Karvikiso Nanaka Utana Chanako Akanacho Chupenacho Jorana Mangana Devenacho Jorana Jiva Maranacho Mahamansu Jorana Surtigyam Nisha Jorana Chukati Chute Sansa Jisate Chor Karvikiso Nanaka Utame Chanako Agana chor chupe na chor, chor na mangane deve na chor, chor na jiva marana chor, chor na raj mahatsu, chor na surti gyam chor, chor na jugati chute sansa. Just the joy, God make it so. Nana kayutame chena. Akana cho, chupe na cho, chore na mangane de na cho, chore na jiva marana cho, chore na mahamatsu. Jorena sortiam vicha, Jorena juti chute sansa, Chisate cho karne kiso, Nana ke utama chenako. Akana chor, chupe na chor, chore na mangane de na chor, chore na viva marana chor, chore na raj mahatsu, chore na surti gyam vicha, chore na juti chute sansa. Chisate cho karme kiso, nana ke utama chenako. Akana cho, chupe na cho, chore na mangane de na cho, chore na jiva marana cho, chore na mahatsu, chore na surti gyam vicha, chore na juti chute sansa, chisate cho karme kiso, nana ke utama chenako. Akana cho, chupe na cho, chore na mangane de na cho, chore na jiva marana cho, chore na mahatsu, chore na surti gyam vicha, chore na jugati chute sansa, chisate cho karne. Nana ke utame chenako. Akana chore chupe na chore, chore na mangana te na chore, chore na jiva na chore, chore na chore na sati gyam. Chore na jugati chupe sansa, chisate cho karme kiso, nana karutama chenako.
Okay, now hold the position and take a deep inhale and pull back on the tongue as hard as you can. And hold the breath for 20 seconds. Pull the tongue with force. Tighten every muscle in your body. Okay, exhale. And again, inhale deep. pull and tighten the body. You're going to pull all of that energy into every cell of your body. And exhale. And last time, inhale deep. Pull back on the tongue as hard as you can. Tighten the muscles until your whole body begins to shake. Tighten until you get a tremor. Tighten and tighten and tighten and tighten. 20 seconds, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Move the energy through every fiber of your body. 6, 5, tighten, tighten, shake, 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 and then exhale. And relax. And relax your face and relax your body. Oh, I couldn't do the meditation properly while watching the timer, but I have done that many times, so I know how that feels. It feels so good to be over. Okay. Whew. My head feels like a rock. I know everybody's probably spaced out after that, so we'll do 3 long Satnams, and I just hope that you guys come to as many classes as you can, and you develop this kind of magical community of light workers that we got going on. And that's it. I'm just excited to see everybody. My head feels wild. I know it's crazy. Did anybody see the blue pearl? Did anyone see it? I feel like somebody saw it. I'm not going to say who, but I feel like somebody was like, oh, I see it. And sometimes it's really cool. Sometimes it doesn't show up. Okay, so let's rub our hands together and do 3 long Satnams to close out. Satnam. 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 Deep, 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 deep bow to all of you. Oh, some people saw it. Okay, cool. I'm going to go see what Charlie has destroyed in my home.